Everyone, this is Sam Overton. Thank you for joining me again, going through Free Codes Camp, JavaScript Basics, and today we're going to be talking about understanding string immutability, and I'll be doing a 15-minute Pomodoro session. Up here, you'll see the time that comes up. It'll be 30 minutes because that's what I normally do day to day. I just start my timer on 30 minutes, and I normally do 30-minute Pomodoros. But for these videos, want them to be a little bit shorter. Don't want them to go the full 30 minutes, so we'll just do 15-minute Pomodoro sessions. And everyone, thank you for joining me, and let's get started. So I'm restarting my Pomodoro cycle. So 30 minutes, so let's get started. So it says in JavaScript, string values are immutable, which means that they cannot be altered once created. For example, the following code, variable myString equals Bob, and myString, and then we are using the bracket notation to get the 0 index of myString, which will grab the B in Bob, and we want that to equal J. But it says cannot change the value of myString to job because the contents of myString cannot be altered. Note, and this is important. Note, this does not mean that myString cannot be changed. Just the individual characters of a string literal cannot be changed. The only way to change myString would be to assign it with a new string like this. So you would literally have to assign myString a new string. You can't change the contents within the myString variable. So you can't mutate. That piece of the string. You have to just create a new string with a new variable and assign it to that to this variable. So you have to create, like we said right here, new string and assign it to this variable. So let's see what they're asking us to do right now. It says correct the assignment to myString so it contains the string value of hello world using the approach shown in the example above. So right here we see that it says Jello World, which I don't think is bad. And right here we're seeing that they want to change it to Hello World, so they're trying to mutate the string and can't go about it this way. What we have to do is we have to just assign this string, this variable, a new string, I should say. So this variable would have to be assigned a new string instead of us manipulating the actual characters within the string. So if I hit Command Enter, it should be good to go. So I hope everyone got that. I hope I explained it at least decently. If not, feel free to leave a comment and we can chat about it in the comment section. So it says use bracket notation to find the nth character in a string. You can also use bracket notation to get the character at other positions within a string. Remember that computers start counting at 0. The first character is actually the 0th character. Let's try to set third letter of last name to equal to third letter of the last name variable using bracket notation. Hint, try looking at the second letter of first name variable declaration if you get stuck. Okay, so what are we trying to do? Let's try to set third letter of last name to equal the third letter of the last name variable. Okay, so last name variable So let's think about this. Third letter. So 1, 2, 3, which will be 0, 1, 2 if we're thinking about it from a programmer standpoint, and we want to use bracket notation. So we want the third letter of the last name to equal last name, bracket notation, 2. If you hit Command Enter, that'll be the correct answer. And I'm going to go back to this just so everyone understands what we're doing. So we want the variable name is third letter of last name. And we want to make this variable equal the third letter of the last name, which would be V. And so in order, we know that this first letter is 0, this is 1, this is 2, which will be the third letter. So in order for us to get that, we use the last name, and then we get the index of 2, which gives us the V, which ends up being the third letter of the last name. Pretty straightforward. So let's keep going. Command Enter. That's how I move on to the next character. Move on to the next tutorial. So now it says use bracket notation to find the last character in a string. So it says in order to get the last character of a string, you can subtract 1 from the string's length. So for example, variable first name equals Charles. You can get the value of the last letter of the string by using first name dot length minus 1, which will equal the last letter. The reason being is length counts how we count. So when you do dot length, it counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But when you're doing bracket notation, you're starting from the 0 index. So in order for you to get the correct part of this string, which will be the last letter, in order to get the last letter, you have to subtract this first name dot length by 1. So instead of it being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we want it to equal 6, because we know when we count with the index, it's counted 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the end, we really want to get the 6th index, but when we do dot length, it's going to show 7. So in order to good programming, just one-on-one tip, in order to get that, to get the ending of that, you just subtract it by 1. That's it. So we are going to use bracket notation to find the last character of the last name variable. We're gonna basically do the same thing. So we are going to do bracket notation, last name, minus 1, Command Enter. Nope, that's not correct. So let me just make sure I'm reading this right. So use bracket notation to find the last character in the last name variable. Okay. So maybe I didn't do that right, because I needed to do it. So only change code below this line. So think I was missing the dot length in there, huh? Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. There we go. So I just missed the dot length in there, but we were able to get that figured out. So now it says use bracket notation to find the nth to last character in a string. You can use the same principle we just used to retrieve the last character in a string, to retrieve the last character in a string, to retrieve the nth to the last character in a string. For example, you can get the value of the third to last letter of the variable first name equals Charles string by adding by using first name dot length -3. So let's do that. Let's think about that. So use bracket notation to find the second to last character in the last name. So let's think about that. So we need to get the second to last character in the last name. So we need to do last name dot length -2 to get the second to last character in the last name. Command enter. That's correct. There we go. Cool. So now we're on the word blank. We will now have to use our knowledge of strings to build a Mad style word game we're calling word blanks. You will create a optionally humorous fill in the blank style sentence. In Mad Lib's games, you are provided sentences with some missing words like nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. You then fill in the missing pieces with words of your choice in a way that the completed sentences make sense. Consider this sentence: it was really blank and we blank ourselves blank. This sentence has 3 missing pieces: an adjective, a verb, and an adverb. And we can add words. We can add words of our choice. Words of our choice to complete it. We can then assign the completed sentence to a variable as follows. For our sentence, it was really hot and we laughed ourselves silly. So basically what they want us to do is create a fill in the word or fill in the blank types game, and what we're going to do is have to create a silly sentence and fill in our adjectives, our verb, our adverb, and our noun within that sentence. And so we already have here, we have our string set up. And so let's see how we're going to do this. Let me just make sure I'm reading everything correctly. It says, in this challenge, we provide you with a noun, a verb, an adjective, and an adverb. You need to form a complete sentence using words of your choice along with words we provide. You need to use the string concatenation operator to build a new string using the provided variables. My noun, my adjective, my verb, and my adverb. So let's do that real quick. So we have a string right here. So I'm just gonna create a crazy sentence. We're gonna say my dog. No, my noun concatenate my dog me think about a sentence. My dog is extremely my adjective. And let me make sure spacing is correct as well. So my dog is extremely big. But when he saw a cat, he ran, my verb, he ran my adjective or my adverb. He ran quickly into the house. So let's look at this. It says my blank, my, which is dog, is extremely big. But when he saw a cat, he ran quickly into the house. I think that's a pretty funny Mad Lib. So let's see if I hit the Command Enter key, if this works out for us. Command Enter. And it didn't. I think they want me to split this up a little bit. So it says he ran nothing really makes sense what I want to say. My dog is extremely big, but when he saw a cat, he ran let's just say, into the house quickly. I'm not going to take a lot of time thinking about this. I guess I wanted the perfect sentence, but he ran in the house quickly, huh? There we go. So my adverb. Now if I hit Command Enter, still it says should contain all of the past tense words separated by non-word characters. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I honestly don't know let's see what is making sure result. Yeah, all of that looks correct. So I thought it was because I didn't have a period at the end. I honestly don't know why it's not working. We may, because I'm cutting in close on time now, may just start on this one next session, figure it out then. Sometimes some things can be just super simple that you've missed and can cause your test to fail. So it's good to check on that. So what I'll do next session, we'll figure this out together, and I won't take up much more of your time. But we'll have the solution together next time. But thank you for joining me again. It's kind of embarrassing to get stuck on a question, especially when I feel like I know this as well. So, but I hope we all can learn from it and we all can grow from it. And I just want you all to take care, love your friends, love your family, love yourself. Peace.